Good evening everyone, welcome to Sparks Academy. இன்னைக்கு நம்ம TNPSC CTSE Diploma ITI level Technical Assistant TNEB நடந்த எக்ஸாம்க்கான ஆன்சர் கீஸ் வந்துட்டு டென்டேட்டிவ் ஆன்சர் கீ பார்க்க போகிறோம்ப்பா. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஷன், from the theory of machines, the starting torque and applied voltage of AC motor is given by the following equation. Option B will be the correct answer. Okay. Second question பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா, in PLC the ladder logic program consists of relay contacts and coils. Third question பொறுத்த வரைக்கும், in PLC timer when the accumulator value equals the register value, the relay contact is activated. In a planar or shaper machine, இந்த question star mark question. ஏன்னா planar பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் work is stationary and tool reciprocates, where shaper பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் tool is stationary and work reciprocates. So both will be the answer. அப்படி இருக்க மாதிரி ஆன்சர் வந்துட்டு கொடுக்கல. ஓகேங்களா? நெக்ஸ்ட் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் ஃபிஃப்த் கொஸ்டின் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் dash are the input elements of the ladder logic programming method. Contacts will be the answer. Dash timer is used to delay the output after the input is activated. So அப்போ என்ன delay யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா on delay. In the shaping process, the cutting tool moves in a straight line. Next பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா, in a semi-converter of AC motor control, the firing angle of SCR at 180 degree will provide dash output voltage. Zero output voltage will be the answer. Jogging means motor runs at low speed. The method involves utilization of generator action of a motor to bring it to rest quickly is dynamic braking. Next பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா, HRC in fuse stands for high rupturing capacity. In reversal operation of DC motors, reversing the current through dash winding is preferred. Armature winding is preferred. Okay. In DC motor, dash types of braking is called plugging. Reverse torque braking is called plugging. In auto transformer starter, the starting torque is reduced by dash, where X is the tapping ratio of an auto transformer. It will be of X square. Rheostat braking is also called as dynamic braking. There are basic questions ma. The only register which does not have an internal address in 8051 microcontroller is program counter. அதை தாண்டி மீதி எல்லாத்துக்குமே என்ன இருக்கும், இன்டர்னல் அட்ரஸ் இருக்கும். ஓகேங்களா? The input output port that does not have dual purpose role is port 1. Next, the time required for the fetching, decoding and executing of one simple machine instruction is instruction cycle time. The bit used to start timer 1 in 8051 microcontroller is TR1. Add register INR register commands belongs to, இது எல்லாமே என்னது, increment, add எல்லாமே arithmetic instructions. Next 21st question, the last instruction of an interrupt service routine in 8051 microcontroller is RET1. The PIC 16F84 microcontroller as 14-bit instruction set. In the list of interrupts given, the interrupt of least priority in 8051 microcontroller is, it is receive interrupt R1. In unsigned number addition in 8051 microcontroller, the status of which bit is important? So, CY carry flag oda irundha romba important. CJNE instruction means compare and jump if not equal. Next question. The following one is not insulator material. Copper thavara meedi ellame enadhu insulator materials. The SF6 gas has an excellent heat transfer properties because of its high molecular weight and low gaseous viscosity. Fusing factor is the ratio of minimum fusing current to current rating of fuse. In SF6 circuit breaker, the arcing contacts are coated with dash arc resistant material. It is of copper tungsten. 30th, the working voltage level of belted cable is limited to 22 kilovolt because of the dash in the dielectric. Tangential stress will be the answer. 31st, when the operating voltage is beyond 66 kilovolt, dash cable is used. Oil filled cables will be used. Load curve is a curve drawn between load versus time duration. Dielectric strength of SF6 gas is dash that of air. It is 2 to 3 times that of air. Okay, HRC fuse strip with stripping device contains silver fuse elements. Lightning arrestor is also called as surge diverter. The value of resistance offered by surge arrestor during high voltage diverter to ground is of low resistance. The weight of ice coating in the overhead transmission line acts in the same direction as the weight of conductor. Question mark. In a string of suspension insulator, if the unit nearest to the conductor breaks down, then other units will also break down. When the length of the overhead transmission line is about 50 to 150 km and the line voltage is moderately high beyond the limit which is lesser than 20 kilowatts and greater than 100, it is considered to be dash transmission line. It is of medium transmission line. Sag in overhead line is allowed to permit safe tension in the conductor. 41st, a 3-phase 4-wire system is commonly used on secondary distribution. Suspension insulator also used when transmission voltage is high. The power transmitted will be maximum when corona losses are minimum. India's first nuclear power plant is located at Tarapur. If the initial cost of an equipment is rupees 1 lakh and its scrap value is rupees 10,000, after a useful life of 20 years, then calculate the annual depreciation charge using straight line method. It will be rupees 4,500. By improving the power factor of the system, the kilowatts delivered by the generating stations are increased. The power plant which can be operated as peak load plant is Run-off river plant with pondage. Annual load factor is determined from dash load curve. Annual load curve. (49th question). The cost of fuel transportation is minimum in dash plant. Hydroelectric. Find the turbine used for high hydraulic power station. High-head hydraulic power station, they will use Pelton turbine. Zener diode is used primarily as voltage regulator. Next question பார்த்தீங்க அப்படினா, for clipping of input AC signal, a dash is used. Clipping diode application. Phototransistors are operated in dash regions. Active region. Next, the main reason why electronic can tunnel through PN junction is that depletion layer is extremely thin. Smith trigger is also called emitter coupled binary oscillator. The oscillator which provides an output having a non-sinusoidal waveform is said to be, it is of relaxation oscillator. In JFET, if P side and N side of the junctions are equally doped, the depletion region formed will be equal in two sides since it is equal. The phase difference between the input and output voltage of a transistor connected in common emitter arrangement, it is of 180 degree. The frequency of oscillation in the tank circuit is given by F equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. Compound based configuration is used for dash applications, high frequency applications. An oscillator employs dash feedback, positive feedback. In a JFET, after VDS reaches pinch off value, the drain current becomes saturated. The Q factor of a crystal is of the order of more than 10,000. In order to obtain N-type germanium, the germanium should be depends with a pentavalent impurity. N-type it should be doped with pentavalent impurity. For a silicon diode, the value of forward bias voltage typically must be greater than 0.7 volt. The slip speed of induction motor is, it will be of ns minus n. The torque characteristics of a three-phase induction motor is similar to that of DC shunt motor. The single-phase induction motor which does not have centrifugal switches, shaded pore motor. A switched reluctance motor SRM can produce torque at a speed equal to synchronous speed. The starter which is used to start the slip spring induction motor is rotor resistance starter. 71st question. In a capacitor starter motor, the phase displacement between starting winding and running winding is 90 degree electrical degrees. A synchronous motor is said to be floating when it operates on no load with no losses. Next, 73rd question. If the starting winding of a single phase induction motor is left connected to the circuit, after the motor reaches operating speed, it will draw excessive current and gets overheated. If input power to the prime mover of an alternator is kept constant, but its excitation changed, then the power factor of the alternator will changed. At lagging loads, the armature reaction of an alternator is demagnetizing. The V curve of a synchronous motor shows the relationship between field current and armature current. A pony motor is used to start synchronous motor. Synchronous motor always runs at synchronous speed because of magnetic locking between stator and rotor. Increasing the excitation of an alternator results in more lagging power factor. A 6-pole 50Hz 3-phase induction motor is running at 950 rpm and has copper loss of 5 kW. Its rotor input is dash kilowatt 100. Zero power factor method is an alternator is used to find its voltage regulation. Next question mark. The dark and bright lamp method is used for synchronizing process. Armature reaction is in an alternator primarily affects terminal voltage. Generally, alternators are separately excited. All-day efficiency is meant to judge the performance of a dash transformer, distribution transformer. A 230 by 2300 volt transformer takes no load current of 5 ampere at 0.5 power factor lagging. The core loss is 575 watt. Next question mark. An auto transformer is more efficient in transferring energy from primary to secondary circuit because it transfers energy both inductively and conductively. Eddy current loss in transformer depends on maximum magnetic flux density alone, frequency alone, thickness of lamination alone, all of the above. The applied voltage of a certain transformer is increased by 50%, while the frequency is reduced by 50%. The maximum core flux density will increase by 3 times. Next, an ideal transformer has no losses and no magnetic leakage. Formulation of energy policy, goals, standards and procedures are said to be policy role. Four-quadrant control of DC motor obtained by connecting two full converters in anti-parallel. And a cable dash is provided immediately above metallic sheet, bedding layer. In clear wiring, cleats shall be fixed at regular intervals not exceeding 0.4 meter to 0.6 meter apart. The working of an SMPS is based on chopper principle. Next question mark, 96th one. Which among these tests are to be conducted on wiring installations? Testing of polarity of non-linked single phase switches, testing of earth continuity path, testing of earth resistance. All of the above will be the answer. Barometer measures atmospheric pressure. Next பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, how many earth connections are required for the motor frame as per the IE rule? 2 separate and distinct. How can you find out the ground fault in UG cables which is of single core? Murray loop test. In an electrical installation, the load connector per circuit should not exceed dash watts or dash number of light per fan points. It should not exceed 800 watts or 10 number of line and fan points. The design of triac is equivalent to 2 thyristor in anti-parallel connection. In a 3-phase full converter has dash SCR, 6 SCRs. Each diode of a 3-phase half-wave rectifier conducts for 120 degree. The electrical symbol for flame or chases earth connection is dash is the process of turning off a thyristor, commutation. In a single phase full converter has dash SCR, 4 SCR. In a DC chopper, the waveform for the input and output are dash and dash respectively. Input will be continuous and output will be discontinuous. Chopper duty cycle is defined as T on by T. The function of snubber circuit in thyristor is to suppress voltage spikes. The component present in UPS that makes the difference between online UPS and offline UPS. It is of static switch. AC machine cannot be used for dash welding. MIG. The lighting provided from batteries or from small generators are named as auxiliary lighting. The train is required to run between two stations 1500 meter apart with schedule time of 120 seconds, then schedule speed is 12.5 meter per second. Then question number 114. In the speed time curve, there is no free running period under dash service. City service or urban service, suburban service, mainline service. The option will be both A and B. In a train, the energy output of during axles is used for accelerating the train, overcoming gradient, overcoming train inductance, both A and B. Option will be both A and B. Dash welding process uses consumable electrodes. MIG. The consumable material used in arc welding are electrode. Which of the following heating method has maximum power factor? Resistance heating. The light color of a sodium vapor discharge lamp is yellow. The induction heating dash is abnormally high frequency. In the fluorescent tube circuit, the function of choke is primarily to initiate the arc and stabilize it. The color of sodium vapor discharge lamp is, same question repeat aayirke, yellow. An electric drive can be operated by dash supply, both AC and DC supply. A lamp giving out 1200 lumen in all directions on the working plane. Find the luminous intensity of the lamp. It will be of 95.5 CD. The advantage of electric traction over other methods of tractions are fast acceleration, no pollution, better braking action, can be operated under failure of electric supply. So, electric traction it is of faster acceleration, it does not have pollution, better braking action. Only option 1, 2, 3 are correct. Next question ma. The color of light is determined by its frequency and wavelength. The application of motor has to start with high acceleration is lifts and hoists. In the selection of motor, the size and rating of motor depends on overload capacity and load cycle. The service mains connect the dash and the dash. Service main connects the distributor and the consumer terminal. In infinite bus bars, voltage and frequency remain the same. Fault location can be easily identified in outdoor substation. A dash is a conductor which connects the substation to the area where power is to be distributed. Feeder. A feeder in a transmission system feed power to distributors. The most reliable distribution system is ring main system. In AC systems, the voltage drops are due to the combined effect of resistance and reactance. The output is depend only on present input in combinational circuit. RAM is also known as read-write memory. The number of comparators needed for 4-bit flash type A to D converter is 15. The JK flip flop, J equal to 1, K equal to 1, then it acts as a T flip flop. A device which accepts single input and distributes it over several outputs is called demultiplexer. A off adder includes AND gate with XOR gate. The figure of merit of IC family is given by the product of propagation delay and power distribution. High impedance state is present in CMOS. The radix or base of decimal number system is 10. The given Boolean expression y equal to a bar b plus a b bar, a equal to 0 and b equal to 1, then y is output will be 1. Bandwidth of an ideal op amp is infinite. In op amp, input resistance is infinite ohms. Simplify the Boolean expression AC plus ABC using Boolean algebra. It will be of AC. The input circuit of an op amp which is driven by inverting and non-inverting input is called differential amplifier. In an inverting amplifier, gain is A equal to minus RF by RI. Unit of energy is given by kilowatt hour. A vertical amplifier for a CRO can be designed for a constant gain times bandwidth product. The controlling torque and signal phase power factor meter is provided by none of the above. AC bridge methods for the precise measurement of self and mutual dash and dash. Self inductance and capacitance. Self and mutual inductance and capacitance. Yeah. This CRO has a single electron gun whose electron beam is split into two by an electronic switch. Dual trace. The shedding dissipation factor D1 equal to WC4R4. An example of passive transducer, strain gauge. The shearing bridge is also used for the measurement relative dash of an insulating material, permittivity. An aqueduct is used in CRO to collect secondary emission electrons. The actual ratio of transformation varies with operating conditions, and the error in secondary voltage may be defined as ratio error. Standardization of potentiometer is done in order that they become accurate and direct reading measurement. The ratio and phase angle errors in potential transformers may be reduced by matching the burden and using high permeability and low loss core material. Next, 163rd question, potentiometer is used for measurement of dash resistance, low resistance. Next, Kelvin bridge is a modification of dash bridge. It is of Wheatstone. Turns compensation is used in current transformers primarily for reduction of both ratio and phase angle errors. Next, the effects of increase in frequency current transformer result in flux density decreases. A potentiometer is basically a null or balance type instrument. Next, fluid friction damping can be used in vertically mounted instrument. The torque weight ratio of PMMC instrument is high. In measurement system, which of the following static characteristics are desirable? Accuracy, sensitivity, reproducibility, all of the above. The smallest change in measured variable to which an instrument will respond is resolution. 172nd question. A voltmeter reads 125 volt and the true value of the voltage is 124. Determine the error. Error will be 5 volt. Electrodynamometer instruments are friction damping. The nature of the current coil of a multimeter is in series, fixed coil. MI instruments have dash movements. It has both attraction and repulsive type movements. Direct formula. The speed equation of a DC motor is given by N is proportional to P minus IRA by 5. In Ward-Leonard system of a speed control, the dash winding of the motor is perpendicularly connected to DC supply. Field winding. The following methods used to charging of a lead acid battery: constant current charging, or constant voltage, or constant current, constant voltage. Okay. A switch reluctance SR motor is constructed such that it has both stator and rotor with salient poles. Next part, the voltage regulation of a DC generator at full load being 0 implies that the generator is cumulatively compounded. Calculate the stepper angle of a variable reluctance. Stepper motor having a stator with 12 teeth and rotor with 8 teeth. So the answer will be 15 degree. In DC generator, dash is the important factor in determining the types of DC armature winding. It will be of winding pitch. The main limitation of field control method is that of electric effect of armature reactor is greater on a dash field. The main limitation of a field control method is that effect of armature reaction is greater on a dash field. Will be greater on weaker field. In a 3-point starter, expansion of OLR will be of overload release. DC motor starters are essential for reduced starting current. The normal value of the armature resistance of a DC motor is 0.5 ohm. The residual magnetism of a DC shunt motor generator can be regained by connecting the shunt field to a battery. The back EMF of DC motor opposes supply voltage. As on increasing the load current in DC series motor, speed will decrease. The rotating part of a DC generator is known as armature. In DC generator, dash provides return path for the magnetic flux created by the field windings. Yoke. A certain series circuit has a 4.7 kilo ohm, 5.6 kilo ohm, 9 kilo ohm and 10 kilo ohm resistor. Which resistor has the most voltage across it? It will be of 10 kilo ohm. Next question ma. The distance measured in terms of the number of armature slots spanned by a coil is known as coil pitch. Dash is not a continuous energy conversion device. Solenoid. 3 capacitor values of 2 microfarad, 4 microfarad and 6 microfarad are connected in parallel. The total capacitance of the combination will be 12 microfarad. If two resistors R1 and R2 are connected in parallel, then the value of total resistance is calculated by R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. Capacitance of a capacitor is given by Q by V. In a 3-phase system, the voltage ampere rating is given by root 3 VLIL. The point of connection between two or more branches of electrical circuit is said to be node. Last question enna pathina, it will be of reciprocal of resistance is conductance. So, technical paper 2 kana answers tentative answers kuduthirukuppa. Once website la edu pannone compare பண்ணிக்கோங்க. If you have any doubts comment la post பண்ணுங்க. உங்களுக்கான queries பண்ணிட்டு முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு answer பண்றோம். Thank you people. Thank you for watching.